Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Outreach here at Widener University with the Graduate Admissions and Continuing Studies Department. And I'm here today to talk about our partnership with CSC Global. So if you didn't know already, your employment with CSC entitles you to some pretty significant discounts on tuition at Widener University in our Graduate and Continuing Studies Department. Now, that said, continuing studies will cover some bachelor's degrees as well as some master's and doctorates. So we're going to take some time today to go over our partnership, what that entails, discuss a little bit about what Widener has to offer, and then I'll leave it open for questions at the end. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, so feel free to send an email over to the email that's listed on the last screen or give us a call at that number as well, and I will be happy to get back to you from there. So like I said, a quick overview of what we're going to discuss today. We're going to go over an introduction of Widener and our partnership program. We discuss all of our offerings. So between undergraduate, bachelor's degrees, certificates, certifications, graduate degrees, whether that's master's or doctorate, we have a lot to offer here as part of our partnership. And so I'll try to discuss a lot of it. I think we have 60 plus programs, so it'll be difficult to go through each one, but I picked out a few specifically that I think would transfer well to your employment at CSC. And if you have questions about other programs, like I said, feel free to shoot me an email at the email at the last screen there. So yeah, then we'll talk about tuition rates a little bit, talk about how to apply, and a little bit about financial aid. So a little bit of history about Widener. We have a 200-year history over here. We were formerly known as the Pennsylvania Military College. We're now obviously known as Widener University, and we're fully integrated from when it was Pennsylvania Military College. It was all male. Now we are a male and female university, which is very exciting. Pretty conveniently located. I know CSC is based in Wilmington, so that's great. Pretty conveniently 15 minutes up the road to Chester here. I really think of campus as our own little oasis. I've been here not super long, but I know a lot of the public safety officers by name already, and I feel like this is our little bubble out here in Chester. But it's also very commutable from Philly. I live in Northern Liberties in Philly, and it's about 20-25 minutes to get out here, no problem. So it's a great kind of area if you live in the city, if you live in the suburbs, if you live in Delaware, whatever, you have a great commute to get out here, so that should be no problem. Also, we have a very intimate setting. Our student-to-faculty ratio is about 13-1, so a lot of our students get very close with faculty, which is awesome. We love to see that because when faculty are completing research or when you're looking for a job afterwards, you have these relationships that you can rely on with students and with faculty, whether you're coming at it from either side there, so that's really encouraging. Like I mentioned, I think a little bit before, but we have 60 plus graduate programs. So lots to cover, and I'm not going to get through it all, but we definitely offer quite a bit in terms of education over here. Lots of different designations. I'll go over a little bit of it, but if you have questions about any of the programs, again, feel free to email me. I'll try to put my individual email at the end too. It's a shared email at the end, but we'll get there. About half of our students here are grad students, so that's pretty cool. We obviously want to get as many students as possible with undergrad and grad, but it's pretty cool that graduate students account for about half the population. Really shows that we focus a lot on our grad students. Our faculty has a lot of time to put towards them, and so that's a very cool statistic as well. We're working with students from all over the country, all over the globe, all the time. I was just talking with a student from Nigeria this morning, so a really diverse group of students out here as well, which is an exciting opportunity for anyone that's interested in pursuing an education. So a little bit of the tour of campus. There was a video here. The video did not work, so we'll go back and just go over some of these pictures. So one in the top left there, just a nice view of Widener on a great day. A nice, view of our sign there. The picture in the top middle is of the Quick Center. The Quick Center is our business center, basically. Any business classes that you might have, any MBA classes that you might have will be in there. We'll talk about it. You don't have to be on campus, but we'll go over this anyways. So any classes you'll have will be in the Quick Center. That's where you'll find all of our computation systems, any of the market systems that you're looking to keep an eye on, all sorts of things like that. And the top right, that's ACN, or Academic Center North, and that's where it's very updated. Just recently, they've officially opened that building again and did many updates on it. So if you're looking at PT, OT, speech pathology, a few other different careers, but those will all be in there. Very heavily focused on like the clinical side of things, and we have lots of great facilities over there to focus on. Bottom left picture is of Old Main. Old Main is the oldest building on campus. Probably won't spend a whole lot of time in there, we hope. It's public safety in there on the bottom floor and mainly administration in the top few floors there. So hopefully you don't spend a lot of time over there, but you're always welcome in. Stop in and say hello to everybody. This is one of the bottom middle picture. This is one of our main spots on campus with our lions out front. Probably can't see it now, but we also have a little lion behind them. So there's the fable that if you touch the lion's nose, it's good luck. So you'll see some students walk by and touch the nose every time they walk past it, which is a fun little quirk of Widener out here. And then that bottom right picture is just of our campus looking at downtown Philly. So you can see kind of the proximity to downtown, pretty close to getting over there. And but again, like I said, pretty much an oasis out here in Chester. So that's pretty cool. So now we can go over the partnership a little bit. So our partnership entitles you to 20% discount on tuition on all graduate and continuing studies programs. That being said, we do have a few that are not part of this discount. Our Crozier medical programs, which I don't anticipate many of you will be interested in, but they are not part of this. Online Masters of Social Work, another one that is not included in the discount, and then on-campus bachelor programs. So many of our bachelor programs can be taken online, and that's what I'm assuming most of you would like to do, so that's no problem there, but it does exclude our on-campus day programs in bachelors. So 20% though, right off the top. So I mean, for instance, if you are taking a program that's $500 a credit, that's immediately $400 a credit. And so pretty significant discount. And when you look at it over the whole scheme of your whole tuition, I mean, if you were taking a 30 credit program with $500 a credit, it comes out to 15 grand. For you, it's 12 grand. So you're saving $3,000 by our partnership here. So that's really exciting. Also, once you apply, you'll get a dedicated enrollment counselor depending on the program. So if you apply for our business programs, you'll have one counselor. If you apply for engineering, you might have another. And we kind of split that up just so that our counselors can be very strongly connected with their programs and give you the information that you might need and the assistance that you might need from the time that you apply. So that's, again, a very intimate way that we can help out there. And lucky for you, your application fee will be waived if you apply because you are a partnership of Widener. So that's awesome. Some of our bachelor programs, I'll talk about certificates a little bit later on, but you know, we have a lot of practical use bachelor programs. We have our RN to BSN registered nurse to Bachelor of Science in Nursing. It's a great program. Allied Health, Liberal Studies, some leadership programs, professional studies, and psychology. All great programs that you can complete 100% online as part of the partnership at a 20% discount. So our graduate programs, and then like I said, I'm going to cover just a few of these. I'm not going to go into all of them. If you have any questions about some others, feel free to let me know. But we can talk a little bit about our MBA program. So we have our professional MBA. Our professional MBA is 30 credits, straight up front, 30 credits, and that is, you know, typically takes students maybe 1 year, 2 years, but that's your basic MBA. So you're going to learn a lot of leadership skills, a lot of management skills, and you're also going to take a few accounting and finance courses along the way. So you'll really come out of here as a fully well-rounded individual getting into the field. So that's a really great program right off the top. Another one that we have is a specialized MBA. So we have 5 different kinds of specialized MBA. You can see some of the titles down there. I think I'm missing investment management and maybe one other, business intelligence maybe. But lots of different specialized MBA programs, which is an exciting opportunity for you as well. With our specialized MBA, they're 33 credits instead of 30, but you're able to put that specialization at the end of it. Say you work in data analytics specifically. You get an MBA in data analytics with 33 credits, only 3 credits more than our professional MBA, and get out in roughly the same amount of time. One of the things that I'll mention that's pretty cool about this is we have these stackable certificates. So I mentioned the certificates on the last screen. I'm getting to it now. We have stackable certificates. So one of our certificates is in business process innovation. Within business process innovation, that's a 12 credit certificate. When you finish that 12 credit certificate, that can be stacked into a master's degree. So if you finish 12 credits and you say, now I only have 21 to go, I want to finish and get my master's, you can go right into our specialized MBA business innovation program. So we think that's a pretty cool offering. Sometimes employees choose to do that because of the way their tuition remission is doled out at the company. Lots of different reasons that we can go into why that might happen. But if that is something you're interested in, you want to get a certificate and a master's in 33 credits, that's fully, that is definitely a possibility. So that's a very cool offering. Other one of our organizational development and leadership, getting you really focused on leadership in business, which is awesome. And then Masters of Taxation and Financial Planning. This one is very similar to the MBA. They do a lot of work together, but it is a very specific taxation and financial planning program that is pretty intensive. So that one's a tough one. It's going to be 30 credits, but it's obviously rigorous, and you'll need a lot of background in that field to go into that. So yeah, but again, check out all of our offerings at the website below and let me know if you have any questions. Talking about convenience and flexibility, one of the things I didn't mention on the last slide about our MBA program, any of our Master's Business Administration, any of those business programs, they are all offered online, in-person, hybrid. So every single course that you'll take will be offered online and in person. So you can kind of pick and choose, get to your hybrid kind of method there, whatever you prefer. But that is very easily accessible to you, that we want to make it the best education possible. We want to make sure you feel comfortable in the environment. And if that means coming to campus, great. If that means staying at home, wearing those PJs with a cup of coffee and doing work online, even better. Good for you. So going into a little bit more flexibility and convenience stuff, like I mentioned before, pretty convenient location in the suburbs, in the city, whatever you prefer. It's pretty conveniently located to all of those things. You can definitely study full or part-time. We have some students that are on 6 credits every 7 weeks. We have other students that are on 3 credits every 15 weeks. It's up to you. You move at your own pace. We're not going to rush you. You get your credit done, or you get your program done whenever you get it done and whatever you have time for. Everybody has life that happens, and we want to make sure that we're providing a flexible environment for all our students. Average time to completion, it says 3 to 5 years. Like I mentioned, for our MBA programs, it's really about 1 to 2 years. You're in and out. Again, at your own pace, however you want to move, but it can definitely be done in a year or two. Most of our courses are offered in evening hours. Like I said, we all know everybody has a life, and you might work 9 to 5 and go home and you got to get some work done. So definitely offered all at night, or you come to campus, you have 7 o'clock class, things like that. Very flexible with that. And then online face-to-face courses with hybrid availability. Sometimes there are hybrid. Some of our programs are set up where hybrid is one weekend every month you're on campus. Other ones, like I mentioned, business, if you want to take 1 class on campus, 1 class at home, that's fine. You might be here every Wednesday night, something in that ballpark. So going over financial assistance a little bit, all of this information can be found online. I mentioned the 20% discount a few times on this call already, so I won't bore you with that anymore. But our bachelor's programs are offered at $595 and certificates at $400. This is all per credit information. So a certificate 3 credit class would be $1,200. For you, 80% off, quick math, be like $960. So $960 per class at 3 credit classes. It's pretty solid rate. Business classes, graduate and certificate programs are $1094 credit. So again, 20% off that gets you down to about $2,400 per class. Pretty solid number right there. And for any financial aid contact information, feel free to take a look at those emails right there. That's a little bit over my head, so I'm going to let them handle that. And if you have any questions about that, you can direct them my way, but I will probably forward you over to financial aid or the bursars. So the application process, you'll apply online at www.widener.edu/apply. This will create an application for you. So I'll talk a little bit about the MBA application process. For our MBA application process, and this is for domestic students, if you're an international student, feel free to email me another time. For our domestic students, it will require a resume, personal statement, no application fee, it's waived. There will be 2 recommendation letters, transcripts from all prior institutions, and the GREs. So all these things will be official, right? You want your official transcript, you want your official GRE score, things like that. What I will say is that Our GPA for the program to be competitive is typically 3.0. For our certificate programs, it's 2.7, something in that ballpark. But there are multiple ways that we allow students in. We know that students learn in different ways. Students come from different backgrounds. So for our GRE requirement, for instance, that can be waived in a number of different ways. If you have an undergraduate GPA cumulative of 3.3 or higher, we'll waive the GRE requirement for our MBA program. Similarly, if you have 5 years work experience, GRE is waived for that. If you have an equivalent master's degree or certificate, GRE is waived. And there's one more that I'm missing off the top of my head, but in general, we try to be flexible with you. We understand that students might not always show these things on tests that they show in the workplace. And if you have a strong background in the workplace, we're not going to push you too far to get into the degree. So we try to advocate for you as much as possible, especially as admissions. When we send your application over to the business school, I've left paragraphs on paragraphs before saying, this is why I think this student should get in. So hopefully we can make that work for them. So that's about it that I have. And if you have any questions for me, like I said, feel free to drop it at this email, gcs@widener.edu, or give us a phone call at 610-499-4282. I'll also say my email is C as in Cameron, M as in Michael, and then Buckbee, BUCKBEE at widener.edu. So feel free to give that an email as well. Feel free to give me a call. My extension is 4530, so 610-499-4530. Happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. I'm really excited to be working with CSC. I think this is a great partnership for us here at Widener, and we hope that you all take advantage of some of what we have to offer. Hopefully I covered enough in this, but again, if I didn't, please feel free to give me a call, give me an email, and I will answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much, and it's been my pleasure.